few things in that last game for as well as they played.
I don't think LAN Party Hotel punished WYLDE the way that they probably should have.
I think another team would punish WYLDE a bit more. Yeah. Let's see what we get for bans.
I mean, winner of this game, and if it is going to be WYLDE, then they could potentially be playing either Jailings or Makers. Like, you know, realistically, I think a lot of people would predict, you know, probably Makers versus WYLDE. And then we'll really see how good WYLDE are.
It's a big game to have early on, that, isn't it?
But it's one you want to get out of the way with, because if you win that, you are... Whew, you're rubbing the hands in glee.
Nook and Ying. Some very meta bans here for Chalet. The Nook ban, obviously, is a staple.
It's a specific ban, of course, to many of the WYLDE players. We know that that's an operator that they will just kind of toss between themselves. Coordinated good luck, have fun. Don't know if you noticed that.
Is that like a 3-2-1 go?
Yes.
Are they just
Yep.
are they showcasing their ability to do executes?
It's good communication, that. It has to be said. You have to credit them for it. It's what you want to see from WYLDE. That level of teamwork.
Got the Jaeger ban. And the Azami. So, again, nothing too unusual. I think the Jaeger ban maybe comes in as something that's a little bit more off the cuff. It does leave up a lot of information, though. You're left with Mirrors, you're left with Echo, you're left with Valkyrie.
Valkyrie's open.
You're left with quite a lot here as a defender.
Even Alibi open. Probably one of, I think, Alibi's best maps. Well, she's just good anywhere. I'm a big believer of ban that operator.
Are you an Alibi crutch?
No, I'm not the crutch. I remove the crutches. Like, the thing is about Alibi is she is a coach's dream. If you think about how you can incorporate her into a lot of setups, shotgun and a shield. That already just... You're in heaven if you have that combination. And I think that's why Alibi, it can be, you know, flex picked into really any lineup, and I think that's why she becomes a bit of a headache. And not only that, the gun, free speed. There's added bonuses to that also. Just overall, it's just fits into a lot of what coaches say. Okay, maybe we do need this because we need an extra shotgun, we need a shield, we need something else.
10 seconds left before insertion.
I like the lineup that we're seeing WYLDE bring here. Getting rid of the Kali and going for a Thermite instead. Doubling down with Kaneo bringing Ace, so they're going to look to try and get both walls open here. And with Jay on the glass, it gives you the option to play from outside to in a little bit more.
I mean, Thatcher is open and they haven't went for it. Knowing that this is going to be a basement, surely you would expect some form of denial on these walls. You would expect that if you're WYLDE, but they haven't went for it, so it is very risky. Corey has placed one of his Thermite charges. It looks to be down in the outside snowmobile breach, but it's actually been, I think, has it just been electrified off? I think it has been, Ollie.
Potentially been tricked. He placed it upstairs.
Yeah. That's a common area that you'd place.
It's a very straightforward one. That, and not only that, but it's not too bad to get with the Twitch drone either. Giesler is going to get his Twitch drone in there, and I think he did get it. Yeah, just hides out for a second underneath the couch and confirms. Now that breach can be opened. A little bit later than they would have liked, but it's a job that has been done nonetheless. Corey, for the most part, now can just sit here. He's got 3 stuns, but they need somebody playing that breach, and he hasn't got a secondary piece of hard breach to try and work across to the other side.
They need to eliminate the second Electroclaw, because that Electroclaw is placed to deny the long angle that Canio is going to try and open up. And as you can see, both of it being electrified. You see it tucked in to essentially just in the wall, pretty much. So a lot of pressure on getting that opened. Sure, there is still a nade that Jay could utilize on the glass as well as Ace's nades, but there's going to be some WAMI discs in the way of that. And what's that? That's an Alibi who's just appeared out of nowhere. Ollie drops the hatch. It potentially could have been the worst moment.
It wouldn't have been the best time, would it? I think one of the nades has just been taken out by the WAMI there. That's a little bit of lack of due diligence, I think, on the side of WYLDE, especially given that there was a drone sent in there. But Aces has gone above, and he has seen some success. He can now look to try and maybe work that Electroclaw off and assist the rest of the team getting that open. Mengo just going to stretch his legs now, maybe go for a little bit of a stroll up those main stairs. Groon, he's almost spoiled for choice on angles to peek here. He's caught inside a blue and doesn't really know whether to keep an eye on the door or the newly made breach. Mengo still debating going for this flank, but we are going to see Jay come through with a great swing. Goes a little bit deep and is taken out, but the trades are there. WYLDE, they are full sending, full committing here, and the plant is going to be going down. Mengo, you get the eyes on, but you're getting shot in the back, my friend. The plant's still being confirmed here, and all the kills just get wrapped on up. Giesler picks himself up too. Had to draw for the pistol for the second, but WYLDE never in any doubt.
Did you see the fear that really LAN Party Hotel were living on? Whenever you're playing your Warden towards, what was it, blue main stairs area, you're probably expecting smoke grenades and you're expecting plants to go down inside a snowmobile. Snowball plants happen pretty much immediately. They're seen as rush strategies. A lot of teams will not kind of go for that play as their final execute. You either go for the rush and you try and plant immediately, which is, that's where you want to have your warden. But as soon as it gets into about a minute and a half into the round, the team's going to be looking for the more traditional wine cellar approach. Remember, they're moving towards wine, they're opening trench wall. It's obvious they're going to be planting in that place. That's whenever you should have the warden rotated towards blue and can challenge those long angles on the trench breach. Can stop the Glavs walking in through the single doorway. It's little things like this, positionings, and really heads-up thinking from Lampard Hotel that is struggling. It is there. There is moments that they can upset the apple cart for WYLDE's attacks. But they're not doing it in the right way, similar to what we've seen in Clubhouse, where they weren't using the denial the correct way. They were panicking. It looked as if they were trying to maybe retake above.
Yeah.
Did we not see the Wamai just kind of linger in the stairs? If you're going to go for it, go for it. Because what is he really doing? Just sitting on the staircase.
And it's polar opposites because WYLDE are a team that will go for it.
Yes, and
without
you need to.
a moment's hesitation.
You need to make the play.
Or what will happen, Demo, if you don't make the play?
You'll die.
The play will make you. Lampard Hotel are showing a distinct lack of being able to adapt. And it's almost like they are just so headstrong into their own setup and what they have planned and prepped or what they have set up that they're not willing to make those changes on the fly as they're needed. And it will be something that does come back to hurt them if it continues. Little nade there from Aces. Isn't going to see any damage. But it will remove any ability to keep that wall safe and secure.
So we've seen this extension quite a few times to the top floor. Top floor is generally seen as the worst defending bomb site for this map. It's too easy for the attackers to gain control of main breach and then open things up from there and get an easy plant. So what we've seen teams do is really go for a heavy extension. You will start to see a lot of walls being opened up. You will have now this shield be played inside of jungle where it can be placed for more aggressive lines of sight. And ideally, as a defender, you've opened up all these angles and you're extending across and you're trying to kill the attackers before they even get inside the library. That's the whole point. As soon as they jump in through windows, they're going to die. That's where a lot of the attackers will stem their attack, is from library. So if you just deny them early doors, it's going to be favorable for you.
Bit of a rotation coming through here from Lamparty. We've got Yuki downstairs. He seems to have set up a little bit of shop there. He does have a C4 to work with, so could be waiting on a bit of information to come through. Of course, the yokai drones are going to be a factor in this round. They are still up and at 'em. Corey going to start to try and open up this breach. Ivan, he's really caught between a rock and a hard place. That's not where you really want your Echo to be. He finds himself one, swings for the second. No one expected him to be there. He's looking to pad his stats further and grab a third. Draws for the bear in 9, but can't hit the shot. Couple kills now traded back, and everything's all equal. There is still an opportunity for a plant here, and Yuki, he can no longer try and hold from below. He needs to rejoin his teammate in Hunt Baby and try and deny this plant from going down. A little bit of time here for WYLDE to recompose themselves. The diffuser is caught inside a site, and if there is a yokai drone on that, it could be quite difficult to recover. For all that the stun won't be active, it will still give that information. Heisler going to look to try and smoke out a little bit deeper, but it's replied with one on its own. Toxic Babe canister now coming on in. This is going to be great to try and burn that clock out. Giesler has a little bit of information, maybe a quick hop in here, but Canio didn't expect it. Hunt Baby's found himself a very important kill. The plant now has to go down from Giesler. He hasn't got enough time for much else. Yuki with the C4, is it going to be him or Hunt Baby? Hunt Baby goes for the swing here. He's got the shotgun at close range. He's going to finish off Giesler and be able to secure the round there for Lamparty.
All of that came down to Avon. What a play he made as the Echo. Look at the reinforcements that Lampard Hotel went for. They reinforced the two walls that look down towards Blue Corridor, towards the Blue Stairs. They've reinforced those. What that does is it denies any form of denying the plant from a different angle that isn't just walking into office. That is the issue with that setup that they went for, because they switched around the reinforcements instead of fully reinforced the two main walls into office that crosses into fireplace. You've now moved one of them across to try and hold down, where we see the alibi with the shield. It fortifies that position. But in doing so, if you don't hold those attackers back, they can get a very successful plant down where all they have to do is hold one angle. At that point, he just needs to go and get the kills and really upset the apple cart, and that's what they did. You hit them with a stunner, and look at that point from WYLDE. They didn't really know what they wanted to go for. They were humming and hawing. Do we push? Do we not push? Do we plant? Do I cover? Do I go to this window? Do I not? And that's whenever you start to really beat teams, just down to time management, isn't it? Because that's whenever it's all well and good having a plan, but whenever the plan goes out the window, that's where the real team comes into show.
Much better reactive play there from Lampard, and I'm glad that they showed it there, because we kind of criticised them at the start of that round for their inability to make a decision, and Ivan really made the right decision there, and quite a quick one to just boldly swing two players.
But you need to go for that. You need to go for that. On a different day, it doesn't work out, but guess what? Here and now it works, so that's all that really matters. A Chalet. Deary me.
A Chalet for a bar.
So, for those who are unaware of Chalet, is kind of the substitute Thatcher if Thatcher is banned. Thatcher is up, so I don't know why Callie's here. Don't know what she's bringing apart from maybe getting rid of a shield, which Zofia can do that. Anyone with a nade can do that. I'm very confused. Don't tell me they've brought the Chalet just for a pocket play where he opens up the window immediately to send Canio in. Surely that isn't why they brought it. It can't be. It cannot be why they brought the Chalet, and Ollie, I think it is.
Well, it's certainly working for him, Demo. Canio's picked himself up a couple. Mengo looking to try and respond, dips himself back down those library stairs. Groon going to have to get himself back towards site as well. A couple of players lost it. What a shot from Hunt, baby! Sit down, Aces! He is immediately trade, though, so can't live off the highs of that one for too long. Still, two players alive here for Lampard, Mengo and Groon. But they don't have the safety of the site entirely here. Mengo just going to be holding on to the bottom of these stairs. Giesler, time now to gather a little bit of information. Wow, they've got plenty of drones sent out there. He's going to learn there's a couple outside in kitchen corridor, but, you know, tell me something you don't know at this point. The site is pretty much entirely compromised with the vertical control that's upstairs in library, and with the pressure that we're seeing Corey put on with the Chalet.
Oh, Hatch is soft.
Hatch is still left soft, so that could do with being open. There has been a player that's rotated now into that small closet area, Groon. He's going to have the same lightning reflexes that Hunt Baby had and be able to pick himself up a big kill here. For the meantime, Wild, they seem to be stalling out just ever so slightly, Demo.
I think they're going to give Giesler just a bit of time to see if he can find a pick, but never mind, Canio's done it instead. 3 in the round, and now Mengo. Well, minute to go. 1v3. Not a lot he can really do, I would say, in this position. It's down to Wild to get the diffuser down, and I think they'll do that in good shape. Ollie, they're playing very patient. They're not trying to give away any picks. Down goes the plant. There should be easy cover from above. Mengo swings, and immediately shut down. Canio with the quad. I can't believe it. They've brought a Chalet for a simple pocket play, which has turned into that. The Wild effect.
Anything could have done that job as well. So many different things could have done that job.
I can't believe that you have sacrificed a Chalet, who is, by the way, not a good operator because you have a sniper rifle in a close quarter game, right? Not holding no long angles like that. And you've basically used it just to open up a window. I can't... Yeah, but it worked. So you have to give them credit. Bloody geniuses. Sooner we realise that, the quicker we'll be able to get on with our lives.
Well, they're going for it again. They're going for it again. Same site here from Lampard.
It can't work again, it can't.
Why you go back to this site when kitchen's a thing blows my mind. Because you think about what's just happened. I mean, look at Wild now. Full 6-pick. Why not? It's the M&M.
It's the Maverick.
It's the classic Maverick in, get into garage, Maverick open a line in the wall, deal with the player.
You sound a bit bored seeing this strat again.
But it is, like, we were seeing this last year.
Oh, yeah, here we go again. We were
seeing this one last year, though, Demo. At least last round was exciting. It was you know, head-to-head gunfights.
Groundhog Day, aren't you? You're just seeing the same thing over and over again.
We're back again.
Here we go.
Here we go. Drone out garage, Corey. Let me know it's free. Kaneo, get ready with the sledgehammer.
Get ready to shoot the camera. There we go.
Yeah, camera through the wall. Sledge me open. Fantastic. Thank you very much.
Get ready for your free kill, Canio. Maverick's going to come in that.
Oh, Mengo! I'll tell you what, Jay's having an horrible night tonight, isn't he?
He's been so by himself.
He's been so bad on the opening pick.
His cost must be really low tonight. It has to be, because he's just not getting traded back. He's just not.
But he's just getting caught out on his own.
Yeah, I know what I'm saying. And there's nobody there because he is by himself. Nobody is in a position to refrag.
I mean, but that's unlucky. Why is someone peeking bathroom window at you?
Still. You have to remember what you're up against.
What are we up against?
An alibi. It's really the best way to go about it. So, yep. In comes Wild. Obviously, losing that lion's going to significantly give them that oomph factor, I would say. But, yep, there it is. I'm just not... stone cold faces me and you right now. We're just like,
well, they're actually going to push straight into side. That's not the adaptation that we usually see. And it's working for him. Corey's found himself one. Giesler another two. Ganeo, he's got the kit and he's inside the site. Ivan, you're looking upstairs for someone. Everyone's in the site, my friend. You got to try and push yourself down. He's got a bit of info here, but he's likely not even going to get past the staircase. Grabs one onto Giesler. Could actually try and separate these. The plant position is good, and Wild have a lot of opportunity to hold on to this. One of the main vulnerabilities could be the Maverick line that they opened a little bit earlier on, but Ivan might not be aware of that. We do have a drone, so Wild know at least where he is for the time being. They're going to start to throw out this remaining utility in order to further burn the clock. Ivan, he's just going to have to push up and take a head-on gunfight here, but he doesn't know that both players are in there. Two different opportunities to peek, a window, a breach, and well, it's going to be the window. Unfortunate situation there, Ivan. It was definitely doable, but it was the odds were really stacked up against him there. And Wild, they almost added an extra layer to that strat demo where you get the kill on the guy and then you just push in.
Because it's the only guy in sight, essentially.
The site was light.
That's it. And they just flick the switch. That's I'm pretty sure that was the initial idea that they had all along, because remember what operator that we seen get spawn peeked immediately? The Lion. Yeah. That's where Lion comes in really valuable, is whenever you just want to go for it. 1, 2, 3, go. Lion charge is going to help out.
What do you do?
Immensely. You don't even need it.
Can you say that again?
What do I do?
1, 2, 3, go.
Yes. Are you good?
I'm pretty good, yeah.
Good mood today.
I'm better for Lampard going to a different site.
Well, back to this.
I mean, it's not ideal, is it? But why are we not seeing the kitchen?
You want a good kitchen, don't you? Why do you want to see a kitchen? Let's ask you the questions.
This isn't an interview of me.
Get in here. Give him an interview.
Not a lot's working for him at the minute.
Do you think just a nice new bomb site
change
will do
it up,
good?
See what happens. To be fair, this is the only site they won.
It has been, yes.
But are we relying on that again?
The thing is, Wild will see where they went wrong themselves. They'll see the setup that Lampard Hotels went for. They've obviously, I'm pretty sure they did notice that the double walls were reinforced again to give that piano angle. So they know that they can essentially walk in and hold one angle and it'll work. You could put one guy in double window, it would work magnificently.
The big change this time is the Hibana being brought. And if there's anything that you bring to do breaching at long range, it is the Hibana. So Wild know that they're going into exactly the same setup. They already got the plant down last time. They've only got to go a little bit further until they pick up the round win. So
it was a stat padding plant, to be fair.
It was a stat padding plant, but now they know what they're up against.
There you go. They know the positions, because they know that Echo plays aggressive on the half wall or could be aggressive close up on the breach, and it was the half wall. Yep. So he got 2 kills from position last time.
You can't play
they read into it. Good adaptation from Wild.
Flores drone's coming in now to destroy some of the shields, and I mean that's essentially given piano control away to Wild as well, because there's no security for Lampard to play in there right now. Starting to readjust the site just somewhat to see if they can adapt to this new coming push. Yuki going to find himself one with the shotgun at close range. He's able to dip back out of there, so while they don't have full control over piano, they can still dip in and out as they choose. But obviously one of the big problems here is with the way that they've reinforced Demo, because if that breach gets open, there's not a lot Yuki can do about it from there.
Because he has no angles into piano, so they can try and open up, obviously, the right-hand-sided wall, and that will give a bit of cover, and he can just simply crouch in behind the half wall and go for a plant. Wild, they know that. That's going to be their main effort. But as long as they have good control, and I mean, Giesler's in a great position, it has to be said, where he can have that quick shoulder peek, and then goes to plant. Holding one angle, that's all he needs to do. Good control, of course, onto piano. There's a shotgun. Yuki misses his chance, and yep, Wild can now play the post plant all. It should be quite simple from here.
Should be fairly straightforward. Yuki's going to try and make it difficult, though. Goes for a little bit of a trip outside and finds Giesler. Green going to play aggressive. Can he find himself one? No. Gets shut down in the process. Yuki is getting very active here, though. Going to try himself for a bit of a C4 long out of the window, but doesn't able to reach the mark. Aces, he's going to try and join in on the action here as well. Yuki's picking up a slew of kills, but he's still got a diffuser to get down if he wishes to win the round. And well, it's just going to be a bit of a step too far. Shut down from the balcony. Just static, I think, from Lamparty Hotel. They did the same thing and expected the same result.
Yeah, you have to give credit to Wild. Adaptation there on point. Opening kill has to be said. That kind of sums up, doesn't it? You know exactly what gave you a headache. There's your painkiller.
Disappointing to not see any sort of change there. I don't think you can be running the same strats round after round and expecting them to work when it's the only site that you've been successful in.
It's just the adaptation from LAN Party. That's where they've struggled today. Has to be said on both maps at the moment.
Yeah.
And we mentioned that the attacks on Monday were not good.
WYLDE have been good on the attack tonight.
The attacks today have been very strong from WYLDE.
Much better.
Mm-hmm. But again, it's just that one-sided kind of ness that we're seeing, I suppose, isn't it? And it is a shame because we had such a good Monday.
The thing about Monday, it was one-sided to defenders, but every team suffered it. You know, there was moments from teams that were good on the attack, but the majority of the game was quite defender-sided. And now you look at tonight, and it's like WYLDE have just really stormed away on Chalet. Clubhouse was a bit closer.
Was it 7-3, isn't it? Usually
it started off a little bit closer. It felt a little bit closer.
4-2 half, wasn't it?
Some of the rounds could have gone a little bit different, I think, on Club, but this has been very decisive. It definitely represents the siege we've seen tonight.
Yep.
Let's see if LAN Party can try and make something happen here on the final defense and maybe change their fortunes as they switch on to the attack. Bit of aggression attempted there by Groon, but unfortunate for him, not able to find anything. So
they're going to be heading for a basement extension towards the mid-floor with also having one player above. So they're eyeing up, trying to defend kitchen, trying to defend dining only, because obviously that takes away the ability of using the hatch if you're an attacker side, and also denies access to anyone wanting to push in towards lobby. So if you have one player downstairs in kitchen, the way that they're trying to defend that man in kitchen is in having players above using vertical angles onto the main way that you would want to clear out kitchen from an attacker perspective. If that makes sense, you're doing good. You good ears on you. Sometimes it's tricky to explain about the old telestrator. I need that sometimes, Ollie.
We'll get that on Monday. Oh, he gets shut down straight away. Corey, where was the information? The smoke now comes in, but it's a bit late. Baby has got the glasses, but is not able to activate them. And even now not able to because Kadeo, he is able to get taken out. Glasses or not. Shut down there on the long angle. WYLDE. Not quite in tatters, but not far off.
The duality of WYLDE, everyone. This is what I mean. This is just, that's the siege they play. They want to do this, they're going to go for it. It's obviously a risky siege. We know that. This could have worked. Couldn't have worked. And it's, yeah, what can you say? It's just WYLDE in a nutshell.
What is going on?
I don't know.
We got Jay.
Here he is.
Intense fight in dining room. He still loses out. What's going on? Groon. Unbelievable stuff. Giesler, what can you do now? Are you going to be the saving grace for WYLDE? I'm pretty sure that Groon's long gone out of there. Avon, he will be above and can maybe drop down if given the chance. Giesler, you've got 40 seconds. What are you going to play? You do have the diffuser. But as we can see, all the defenders have got themselves back onto site. And with the only breach being garage, it's going to be a pretty tough task to try and get yourself and fight your way successfully through that single doorway.
It's just only a matter of time, Ollie. Will he get a kill? Will he not get a kill?
Is that the odd at the minute? Oh, no.
What did you have it on? What was your odds?
No, he wouldn't get a kill.
Oh. Congrats. You've won! You've won a prize!
What's the prize?
You get one from the big basket if you get another one.
Okay.
Let's see if he can predict another. Does he clutch? Does he not clutch?
Well, let's see if LAN Party can pick up another round, because a 2-4 split on the defense, whilst it isn't ideal, it isn't the end of the world. Maybe they're able to get something going here.
But they struggle on the attack today already. That's what they've shown us, and you know, I think WYLDE have kind of had their way with the defense in Clubhouse, and I don't really think you can have a whole lot of flexibility with a Clubhouse defense for a lot of the bomb sites. I think for Chalet you have a lot of freedom to go for a lot of different avenues of approach, and I think that's going to suit WYLDE down to a T. It's more roamer friendly, which that's immaculate for them as well. It's just going to be a good half, I think, for WYLDE. Look at the lineup again. You've got some of the staples that you would expect to see with these off-site holds, Ollie. The Alibi comes in, the Oryx is there. Pretty much similar to, I suppose, what LAN Party Hotel went for. They even have the coverage with bringing in the Warden in case there is any quick plants, because that's really the two options that LAN Party have. It's either you try and challenge these roamers, which is where WYLDE wants you to be pushed in towards, waste time, waste utility, WYLDE can get out and about, get the kills, or you try and ignore that and go for this rush that you generally see on Snowmobile. But then guess what? They have backup. They have a Warden. They're ready for any of those pushes.
No smoke's being brought from LAN Party. Instead, they've got the Ossa. So there could be an intention there to try and get a plant down.
Screams that, doesn't it?
Behind the Ossa shield. That is going to require quite a lot of space to do so, though. You need a good bit of control to get that down. But fortunately, they're not going to be dealing with any Toxic Babe canisters.
Yeah, not a lot of denial. A few C4s, realistically, but then can easily be baited out by the Ossa shields, perhaps. You know, I think immediately as a defender, if you see an Ossa shield, you have to just toss something at it and get rid of that immediately. So that is good for burning, I suppose, the plant denial. Trade an Ossa shield instead of a person, yeah, that's a good trade deal.
Certainly is. Mengo going to be trying to get a bit of drone work done here. Ivan just taking his time, getting into Big Garage, not wanting to take any chances there. Wow. Really setting themselves up toward this wine side.
They've gave it up, Wild. I think they're maybe playing for the retake, which having those holes open in towards dining would kind of scream that, isn't it? Where you can try and hit them in the later stages. Hatch also being opened up. Nobody from LAN Party Hotel has any form of control on top floor. So that is scary for them. If they lose that Ash, if they lose Grun above, yeah, it's danger season, because that Hatch then can be used against the attackers.
We're already starting to see players circle here. Grun going to get himself into a couple of engagements. Doesn't really have any other option but to lie down for the time being. Wild more than happy just to let them know that they are there and start to slowly but surely apply this pressure. Secondary hard breach gadget used after we see the secondary EMP used to open up that wall. It's only going to be a hop-in though, so it is by no means ideal. Looks as though we are going to see the breach get open though, but still there's going to be a deployable shield to try and work with there. Also, shield has been placed, but it's been placed for the long angle. Aces on the prowl, Kaneo as well. This is going to be well timed from Wild. They are looking to really put the pinch on to Grun, laid down, and Grun going to get caught looking the wrong way. Giesler with a C4 that sees true as well. Mengo, he knows that everyone's retaking above, and he needs to try and join in on the action, as he is the only remaining hope here for LAN Party, but a flawless round for Wild. They were happy to bait in LAN Party there.
Yeah, good retake strategy. Being able to give it up very early on, and it kind of gives, I think, LAN Party Hotel that insecurity, false sense of confidence, I suppose, thinking, okay, you know, we have control of dining, and you looked at the Ash. I think, for the most part, Grun did play that the way he needed to, and he didn't want to give his life up. All he did was hold on to one angle, but nobody's helping him. All it takes is one guy coming down from behind. I don't even know if they had anything to call for solar, for example. Never mind the hatch being open, even just solar stairs pressure, was that existent for LAN Party? But no, Wild, that's the way that they envision that strat going, and it worked at T.
And when you're going against Wild like that and they are bringing those very slippy operators, you need to have a better idea of your flanks. We need more claymores, more air jabs, better drones. A lot of the things that you really look for if you're going to go for a very well coordinated wine push, if you are going to have the intention of holding upstairs, you can't just be led down behind the desk. You've got to have eyes on something, at least try and cover one of the options, one of the staircases, get a little bit of teamwork going upstairs, because it just seemed like Wild had X-ray vision almost in that round. They knew exactly what was going on, and the retake looked very, very straightforward for them.
But no, Wild, I think, certainly playing the way they want to. Good style of siege that they have. Surely just the unpredictable nature that Wild is makes it a nightmare to prep for. Has to.
Yeah, very different.
Because this team can play that slow play style, but then just out of nowhere. Sometimes I do feel, the only thing I would say about Wild is they are sometimes their own worst enemy. That has to be said.
It looks good and fun when rounds are coming easy to them.
It's good when it wins.
It's good when it works.
When you lose, you're sitting there thinking, what is this team doing?
Yeah.
That's the dynamic.
So far tonight, they're winning. And it's not looking too bad for them.
And it's looking good. Wow.
2 rounds is all that stands between them and a victory against LAN Party Hotel.
One thing I've noticed is, I think just the rounds in general, they felt a lot one-sided towards Wild. There hasn't been too many close rounds. No. That has to kind of play a part into it. LAN Party have looked pretty deflated for the majority. Not a lot of bite back, I think, in no real drive for trying to pull kills back. I think that's where they've really let the game slip away, is they've just allowed Wild to build up these kill advantages and, you know, gave Wild the confidence, haven't they? And Oh, that's better, though, from Lampard Hotel. This time working in a bit of coordination, but there's the trades. Aces lines up 2 of them. Pistol comes out, but there's Corey above. Aces is pistoled even. What do you say? What do you say?
Well, 55 seconds and we've seen 5 kills, 4 of which onto Lampard Hotel, leaving Hunt Baby in a very difficult position. Now, bear in mind, Lampard Hotel had just taken a tactical timeout. Hunt Baby, please don't just crouch in.
Yeah.
Please know that Jay is there. Stun going to go out, not going to work. Jay gifted. Easy kill for Jay, easy clean up there for Wild, and it puts them on a match and series point.
A West main stairs rush, trying to eliminate players inside of kitchen and dining. Wild were actually ready for it. Look at all the angles they had above being made.
A lot of angles above, a couple of early warning goo mines as well. And I think Aces was just in the right place at the right time.
Just, being able to swing on to that.
Apparently that's how the strats played, Demo.
Apparently.
Take notes.
Attackers need to locate and defuse
Match point
bomb.
for Wild. They're going to be going down to kitchen and dining. I mean, after we've already spoken about Lampard looking a little bit deflated, that round isn't going to do anything to help that. If you've just taken a timeout, you've just tried to recompose yourselves, you've gone in thinking, yep, it's a fresh round, 1 round at a time, let's do this, and bang, everyone's dead in the first minute. It's not going to feel great now going into what could be the last round of the night for them.
Instead of it feeling deflated, it feels as if the whole balloon's pop. That's it.
Okay.
No, well, deflating, you can, like, a football, that's a bit deflated, you can reinflate it.
Pump it back up.
Bin.
5 seconds to go.
Little pin.
Look at this. Like,
you're giving him a nose as well, Jay.
This just kind of sums it up, and just Wild have just taken their stride. They know they have 4-round buffer. Lampard have not looked good in the attacks at all tonight. Take your time, Wild, honestly.
Do you draw smiley faces with a nose or without a nose?
C4.
Attackers have recovered their
What do you mean?
I use the C4 as a nose.
As the nose?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Who's doing... I don't have time to be doing that in my ranked games. It is nothing but seriousness in my stacks.
This is serious business right here. To be fair, Jay is on the WAMI, so maybe in between the magnets replenishing, he can just make a few punch holes.
He's tried to impact trick the Selma charge, and did he get some of it? Looks as if that is certainly, he hasn't really, because you can still jump through that. Canio has found potentially the first, or the last first opening pick. Does that make sense?
I'm not sure either way. It was onto the Aruni.
Or the first last opening pick, whatever you want to call it.
Amaru, sorry. I commend the confidence of Grun going for the Amaru pick in these times where things haven't really been going their way, but it hasn't ideally worked. We're going to see a little bit of Sen's action as well, Demo. Now, obviously, the intention here is to try and cut off a little bit of line of sight and make getting into trophy a little bit easier. But never easy to do.
Cutting them up.
Half the round gone. Not a lot that Lampard have in control. They have a breach open in office, but still Piano is in favour of Wild. Have the Sens. I still wonder what the play was going to be. I assume it was going to be Sensing using the drone hole that is towards dining and then cover off a lot of the different angles that you can gain. That would be the only thing I can think of, but at the moment, actually starting to rotate players above because that's where they know the danger is. Wild have lost 2 players now, Ollie, and maybe Lampard Hotel are getting back into it.
Good comms from Lampard Hotel as well. Bit of pressure on the double window. Nice little push there as well to shut Aces down. Still, the job isn't done. Vertical control can now start to take shape as Yuki swings the hammer above. Wild players are having to get themselves nestled in here to avoid being spotted. Yuki takes a good couple of points of damage there as we're going to see a little bit of fight back here, but Ivan adds insult to injury. A little bit of a Claymore kill onto Corey as well. And Giesler, he's left with it all to do. Wild, they won't be sweating too much. They still have a couple of rounds advantage here, but that's a good start from Lampard Hotel.
Yep. First kitchen that we see as well, Ollie, and it's been defeated.
Maybe that's why we've not seen it.
I blame you.
Blame me all you like.
Always blame you.
Still match point.
Is indeed.
Do you get confused, by the way? Next time that Mengo's player camera comes up, I always feel like the plant's going down.
How so?
He's got a yellow wall.
Right.
And you know, the plant just immediately flashes up yellow on the sides. Like that's something that we keep our eyes out for to, you know, just so that we know what's going on. I always feel like the plant's going down when Mengo's camera comes up. It just gives you that like striking moment of panic. Like, what have I missed? How's the plant going down? He's on defense.
So last time Wild were here, they went for the retake strategy. It worked a charm. It was a great strategy from them. A couple of changes from Lampard Hotel. Capital comes into the mix.
I think they threatened the Capital last time, but didn't lock it in.
Oh, well, just not going to see it this time either. That's a very similar kind of looking lineup, which does worry me again. Because what's going to change this time around?
10 seconds remaining.
You brought in the Ossa, which had no impact. I mean, they're struggling to get some of the walls open as well.
Yeah, I'd like a bit more commitment to the hard breach. I guess they've got the Thatcher this time in response to the Cade. The Cade did cause them a couple of problems.
They've only got 2 exothermics. You
Yeah.
can either open up the snowmobile garage, or you can open up long angle or open up trench. You have 3 walls, 2 charges. Where's your options going to be?
Plant's going down, look.
Stop that. This isn't like lands where you see like the full arena get lit up. I think this is. I think you're back in Montreal, living it up.
Why am I going to burn the first little bit of utility coming through there?
Oh, he's got that Kaid Claw to a T. Yep, been electrified, picks it back up, re-tricks it, but nope. And there's the Thatcher. And here comes the rush. Wild Corey's been clogged up by Jay, but he's got 2 kills in response. Corey, he has to look on from the grave. Where did the other 2 come in? The other 2 came in from nowhere, Ollie. They came in from trench at the same time. Knowing that the players are going to be off-site, knowing it's that duo of Aces and Canio, very well read by Lambert Hotel to not only hit them through the main breach, but also on the behind as well.
But the diffuser was outside for that whole time. Fortunately for Lampard Hotel, they got it over the line. But it was potentially not going to be that simple, Demo. The diffuser was cold on the ground outside of the garage.
I mean, plenty of time still to do that, but I mean, Corey got stitched up.
Corey did get stitched up. He got a body blocked by Jay.
That's a tilter.
I mean, unfortunate.
Wow.
It's not over till it's over, Demo.
It's not over till it's over.
6-4 starts to look quite doable here.
Surely not. It can't be.
Locate and defuse bomb.
Quite doable indeed. Wild. Forced into a top floor as well.
We questioned Lambert Hotel and their adaptations on the attack. They played a blinder of around being able to adapt to strategies that Wild employed the last time.
I really respect the call to go for a rush there, because that West main push fell flat on its face. It was awful. However, that was perfect. It worked really well. Obviously, they need more than a quick rush in their arsenal to get the job done. But the fact that they've still got the bottle to go for it, after sometimes it really hasn't worked very well for them, it shows that they're making that call, not just based on, we're going to rush this round. It's, I've seen something that means that a rush this round is a good idea. We're hedging our bets here. We know there's going to be a couple of off-site players, and we should be able to get away with a couple of kills on site. So that's the good opportunistic siege that we like to see. If they could only translate that onto the defences as well, we'd see a bit more of a well-rounded team, because for now, they're still fighting from behind.
So heading into this round that was basically just kind of tossed away by Lampard, as they went for a quick West main rush that was just immediately denied. I see 2 players stacked up on the office door, Ollie, with a sledge being one of them. Jay has a suspicion about that and finds an easy kill on Domingo. They were looking again for a quick rush, Ollie, but it's been denied. Yuki has to stick to the plan. He has to try and amble in, but nope, thinks against it. Just that little bit of a moment of hesitation looks to be maybe costing Lampard Hotel. Yuki is in and out. He finds the kill, but back out to his starting position again. Canio's dealing with a 1v1 in his own. Ace is also with him. Even Gisela to try and hold on to that doorway, but this has to be tricky now. If you're Gisela, you're probably screaming for get back into sight, aren't you? Because that's worrying, trying to hold a few angles, and he needs some help.
Absolutely. I think Yuki's played that fairly well given the circumstances, because he's now making a full rotation, and it looks like we're going to see a bit more pressure coming in onto this main window, which if you've got a bit of solar control, that's what you want to be trying to corner on into. Hunt Baby still going to be caught out on the roof for the time being. Maybe he's going to get himself onto that big window rappel. With the DMR, it's not exactly ideal. Yuki being the diffuser carrier for the meantime means that he does need to keep himself relatively safe. Lamparty, they haven't got all the fortune of time here. They're going to be jumping in drones, making sure that Solar's clear, seeing if there's anything that they can find out there. Geesley just going to get caught playing inside of the small closet. He's got a couple of lines of sight to worry about.
Yuki needs to have a perfect nade, because they only have just the one, and that is going to be their best way of clearing out Geesley inside of the closet. So it needs to be well timed. There's no real denial. There's no WAMI being brought in. I don't know if there is any gates. There is one in the doorway, but not on the soft wall. So certainly Geesley could have a nade landing right into his lap. And there it is. Brilliantly done. That's what was needed from LAN Party Hotel. It eliminates Geesley. And now Canio and Aces are going to be cut off by the man in double window.
Should really open things up now. There's a lot of pressure on Hunt Baby to hit his shots here, though. Diffuser still in the hands of Yuki. What a round he's having, framing himself up for an ace, but instead he's going to try and get this plant down. Kaneo needs to try and push past, but he can't get through the double window. The cross being held perfectly there by Hunt Baby. Great round from LAN Party. They ticked all the boxes there for me, Demo. They saw that there was the potential for a quick rush round. It didn't work out, but they had a plan B.
Yeah, just the nade. That was it for me. That was the crucial part. They needed to land that nade kill. Wild using their timeout. Have they been startled, Ollie, by something?
You'd start to think that you were getting startled, wouldn't you? Don't forget this was a 6-2.
Mm-hmm.
We're now 6-5.
Yeah.
One round away from an overtime.
Mm-hmm.
This is where I'd like to see Wild turn it on.
What could they be coming up with? That is the question.
I'd like to see them turn it on in a meaningful way, where we see less of this random structureless siege and something that's a little bit more focused.
LAN Party Hotel have just caught on to the way WYLDE are playing the defense, and that is they're roaming on the other side of the map.
Yep.
And LAN Party Hotel have been great at just ignoring that. So I think if you're WYLDE, we've seen that they can play that anchor, lock down the site playstyle in Clubhouse. That's what they should be doing here now. Sack off the roam game, because clearly LAN Party Hotel are not interested in that.
It's hurting them. It really is hurting them at this point. They're not going to be bringing anything too different in the lineup.
They have the WAMI.
But they do have the WAMI. Still going heavy on this trap meta as well, the Legion and the Frost, and we've not really seen a lot of action from that Frost.
I think the WAMI... Look, Kanye was obviously roaming into WAMI last time. Well, he was kind of here and there, he was on Solar, rotated about. I just think that Kanye just needs to sit and just hold that Solar Stairs role he has. I don't think he should have ever came off that, because that is the crucial part that I think WAMI plays. It's such a headache.
Yeah.
He is the pain in the backside for anyone trying to go for a Solar take. Just keep on producing those WAMI discs, and as soon as he rotate it away, yeah, just walk in. I think they just need to stick to their positions better. I think if they just hold it tight, don't go for those heavy extensions, don't be looking for those rotates, they should, in theory, have no issues. And just also look at the difference. They've opened up that wall, they're trying to deny access to the library, but they also have that piano angle open, which is where we know LAN Party Hotel, they fell short and they went for that reinforcement, and it did cost them in one of the rounds.
LAN Party have certainly got a bit of a different problem to solve here. Mengo's got himself in below. Jay going to be playing on the library stairs. He seems to have smelt a rat potentially downstairs in bar. A lot of focus on holding this library side of things. And WYLDE, as predicted, are playing quite a lot more passively this time. We're not seeing the same level of movement come from these defenders. Ivan does need to be cautious with Jay playing where he is. We do have Aces downstairs in the kitchen. He's going to be challenging onto that long angle, but he's not looking to commit to anything too heavily there.
Almost feels as if LAN Party Hotel are waiting for WYLDE to make a mistake. You see Avon playing a bit passive down on the kitchen doorway, and he's actually shot one of the Prismas and has been forced to back away now. Again, Aces trying to challenge those angles, and it will be a trade between him and Yuki. A good pickup, has to be said. Nades off the table, and a big player for LAN Party Hotel gone.
Big players from both sides, but more importantly, the nades. You still have two left on Mengo. Make that one now as it gets caught inside of the magnet. This is really where that droning does come to hurt. We're going to see a shutdown there from Corey as well. Hits the nice long angle onto Mengo. Predicted fantastically. Pays for it with a little bit of HP, but he's got some to spare.
Wow.
Going to pick himself up a second, keeping his team firmly in this one. Groon shows himself at the single window, and he's going to take a chunk load of damage as well. Huntboy and Groon are all that remain here, along with 45 or so seconds. Groon, next player to be downed. Huntbabe, you've got a long task ahead of you here, as you need to try and take on this 1 versus 4. Going to expose himself there. The bulletproof camera going to give a lot of the game away. We are going to see potentially a revive, or at least a bait for one. Still 30 seconds, so something can be done here, but with a little hop up from Jay, adding more pain to the suffering that Lamparty Hotel are feeling, it is going to be very difficult indeed. Giesler, nice skinny angle there, maybe gets caught out on the flash, but a lot of Wamai action going to soak that up. Full white as Jay now makes his way around to join in on the party. Corey's picked up 3, and Groom with 11 seconds left to go. He's going to be making his way up main stairs, but I'm afraid he's too far out of the action at this point. Can try and pre-fire, try and find himself something, but it's going to be Jay to close things out here. Wild, they are going to advance on through, picking up 2 clean wins here against Lamparty Hotel.
Yeah, better from Wild. Looking ropey for them, but nope. Take a chill pill. Step back, recollect yourselves. Play that slow play style. Hold the angles. Much better from Wild. Lamparty Hotel, I think they've shown us good, I think, being able in the end to get that adaptation, but they just can't, took them too long to get to that stage, didn't it? They didn't do it on Clubhouse. They get into Chalet. It was too little too late.
I think one of the things that infuses me about what we've seen there is that after the timeout, Wild played a lot better Siege. And that's not to say that they weren't winning before. Of course they were winning before, but the Siege was just a lot cleaner. It was less on the roam. It was less about these scrappy engagements, less about really these flashy plays, and they leaned into a little bit more structure. And it was nice to see that they've got the ability to do that, as well as play some Siege that is, let's be honest, quite exciting to watch. Lamparty Hotel, as you say, their demo, they really struggled with that adaptation. And I think they just got caught a little bit short today with the skill that Wild were putting on display. We're going to cut to a very short break. After that, we'll be back with our desks to break down those 2 maps and set us up for our